Welcome to my day 88 progression guide. So we still don't have a level increase. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to predict that we're getting a level increase Monday. That way I'll be wrong and we most likely get one Sunday. Starting out, you want to go to our artificial island. Then you want to go back to build and you want to hit claim because remember, you can only hold these resources for 24 hours. On top of that, I want to give a warning to those procrastinators out there, me included. Don't forget to kill all the enemies on your island because remember, they respawn Monday. Then we got the exchange store. Don't forget to buy your weekly items because again, they respawn Monday. Then you want to make sure you do your Mia's Kitchen and you want to knock out your 4 bounties for the week. And I'm just going to go with the Sparrow. Next, we got Vitality. So starting with joint operations. For today, we got access to bracers, chests, and a Shiro matrix, and we got access to one of the best dungeons, pants, hands, a king, and a crow matrix. But again, one of these days we're going to reach level 75, so I'm just waiting for that, and I'm going to focus on weapon materials. Which brings us to interstellar exploration. So remember, you want to check Aspera, and you also want to check Vera, because you want to get all of your stargates. And you want to see if you have a level 3 or level 2 stargates, and how you tell is if this weapon battery category has a 3, it's going to be a level 3 Stargate, and if it has a 2, it's going to be a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, then you can always do dimensional trials. And if you need money, you can always do space-time domains. But for me, I'm personally going to be focusing on Omnium beacons because I'm going to try to make that push for 80 once we need to. Next, we have our optionals where you can give gifts to your 1.0 characters, and how you do that is by going to the black market, see this island and doing the claw machine, and knocking out your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is you want to do your 6 fun zones for the day and do your 6 Greyspace fishers. And if you need help on how to do that, I have a guide on my channel. Then we have our events. Remember, the Mirroria tour is going to end in 4 days, so make sure you clear out the shop. Then we have the supply run, so you want to make sure you're logging in and collecting that. And for the ultimate weapon, we have weapon destruction. I think this one is the best one, so make sure you run this enough times so that way you can max out your points. And of course, you want to do intel gathering so you can take all those pictures and you can max out the shop. But if you enjoyed these daily guys, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way these can spread more on YouTube. Then we have our weekly tab. You want to make sure you're doing enough things down here so that way you can get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges. Now, if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to save your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up, but just make sure you do those before the end of the day. So starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So again, you want to take a look at your weapon bonuses, and if you have a good weapon bonus, you might want to go ahead and try to go up a couple levels. But besides that, then I recommend that you do the sequential Phantasm. But again, you could try to wait till tomorrow. Maybe there's a level increase, but the pattern showing that we're not getting one this week. Frontier Clash. Now, if you have a full team like me, but you have some friends that have been welling out and they can carry you through Frontier Clash, go ahead and knock it out. But if not, you might want to wait till next week. The Wormhole. You only have 3 days left to complete this, and you want to make sure you do so that way you can get that energy crystal dust. And the raid. You want to make sure you do the heroic mode of the first 2, and that you do the battle test area before the week is over. Void Risk. If this is a first time boss for you, you want to make sure you go ahead and do that. Apex League. If you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put in a couple hours. Then we got our daily buys. So you want to go to shop, hot, then buy your 2 vitality solutions. Now this is only if you can afford it, which brings us to the commissary, starting with the crystal dust store. So I recommend you buy your advancement modules, your booster modules, and your Vera special gift. And you might want to consider getting your potent omnium crystal, but if you're a free to play / low spender, you could pass. But again, I would try to get at least enough to where you can get an 8.3 suppressor. But besides that, what you can use with your golden crystal dust is I recommend that you buy a good pair of boots. If you have a good pair of boots, and I recommend that you get a good pair of handguards. You have a good pair of handguards, so you can buy whatever else you want. Space-time store, essentially you're using all of your crystal fragments to buy combat engines. Crew store, the only thing that you should use your points on are relic shards, and the relics that I recommend are space-time rift unless you have a level 3 or omnium shield. Support store, you want to make sure you buy your 3 joint supply chips for the week, and if you can, try to get your proof of purchase and your goat nucleus. And if you need help on how to get return support points, I got a guide on how to do that. Point store, now the only thing that I recommend is that you buy a spare special gift so that way you don't have to do trainings, black market, or see this island again. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore Vera so that way you can be ready for other characters that you want to roll on in the future. And since I was wrong yet again, I'm going to go ahead and try to row in Genshin Impact, another gacha game, and try to get Nahida. So hey, look forward to my pain session in that later on today. But besides that, talk to you guys later.